Well, it's been a minute. Sorry for the few months of radio silence. I guess I owe you guys a little bit of an explanation. So this is me giving you a little bit of an update really on life and what's going on with me, and hopefully what will be going on with the channel for the foreseeable months and maybe even longer than that. This is a regular haunt of mine. It's featured in a couple of videos in the past. Well, I've done a little bit of filming, but I'm parked just around the corner of my van. As some of you may remember and some of you may not know, I'm a van lifer, so I've been doing that for about 3.5 to 4 years now. If you have a look over there, you can just see it tucked away behind those trees over there. A little bit later on, I'm going to show you inside the van and a little bit more about my life. I've decided to share a little bit more of what I do, just sort of day to day, week to week with you guys, do a little bit more vlogging I suppose, but I'm still going to be doing some of the crazy challenges and hopefully some new stuff as well. As some of you may remember, I tried to do a bit of a crazy challenge before everything blew up at the sort of end of last year, and I really want to give that another crack, but I think I need to settle in a bit first with the channel before I start doing anything too crazy. But so yeah, to the update on what's been going on and why I've been radio silent. It's a big long story and I don't want to bore you with all the gory details, so I think the easiest way to say it is just to put it straight out there. Me and my wife split up, we're no longer together. Obviously that's had a lot of knock-on effect with all sort of aspects of life, and we've had to take time to figure out how we're going to separate things like with the boys and just sort of getting used to single life again. But that's what's been going on for the last few months. I've just been working on trying to settle things into a new routine and sort of get to grips with all the changes. It wasn't anything major, there was no big scandal. We just went our separate ways after years of it not really working, to be honest. And it's a story I'm sure many of you have probably heard before or even lived through yourself, where things just don't work out as you planned. We were young when we got together, and yeah, it just wasn't meant to be forever. So that's the way those things go. I really appreciate everyone sticking around and waiting for me to get through a little bit of life's trouble. It's been hard, it's been difficult. It always is that sort of thing, and I would love to have sort of kept sharing my life with you guys at that point, but I'm still relatively new to this whole thing, and certainly sharing my life with you guys has not been something that I've done a lot of on the channel, so I didn't feel very comfortable talking about it during the whole thing. But at this point I've had time to think about what I want the channel to be, where I want to go going forward, and so that's where we're at now. I want to include you guys not just with the crazy camping that I do, but also with just my general life as a whole, because obviously I'm camping 100% of the time. Technically I'm always in my camper van, which I converted myself, and yeah, it's just going to be something that I bring into the channel a little bit more, just my day-to-day issues with the van or where I'm traveling to. And sometimes I do a lot of hiking where I'm not even doing any camping per se in a tent, and I'm actually just staying in the van. So perhaps I'll be able to entertain you guys with some of the camping and hiking like that as well. So yeah, that's the back end of things. It's not pretty from the outside, I will admit that much, but on the inside I made the effort. So it is a big vehicle, there's no denying that. Stealth was not the concern so much as fitting 4 people in there, so it's obviously designed with a lot of space and a lot of consideration towards living full-time as a family. But now it's just me for half the time, and the other half the time I get the boys as well, so we have a lot more space now. And yeah, it's still home and I still enjoy it. But yeah, so as you can see, we've got some solar panels on the side. That was like a little addition for the winter, because when the sun's quite low in the sky, the issue is anything on the roof or angled up towards the sky doesn't really catch enough of the sun. It's too shallow an angle, so you don't get anywhere near the power output. So I put these on the sides to kind of help. They're a little bit old and battered now, to be honest. They didn't last as long as I'd like. They were pretty cheap ones from China, but this thing was from a UK site. I'll give you a little look from up there. It's a full-blown 500 watt rated panel with both sides to it, and it's really good with low light because it has the double side. It's brilliant, and it produces a lot of power even when the conditions aren't perfect. So even today, with a little bit of overcast now, I'll still be producing a few watts out of that and keeping the battery from draining. So this is home sweet home. As you can see, I've got the drying rack out at the moment. Normally this goes inside this time of year, but the last few days we've had good drying weather, but I've not even been using it, to be honest. I don't do a lot of washing on my own anymore. But yeah, let's get inside and I'll show you about. So yeah, this is it. It's a nice cozy little place, as you can see. There's plenty of room. So I'm going to give you the quick tour. We're in the kitchen right now, obviously. So we've got a nice big side. I've got the hob, got a little stove over there. So it's quite a big one. And then obviously lots of storage. There's storage up high on all the spaces, but then we've got like obviously cupboards for the kitchen stuff and a little bit of pantry for food. Then there's drawers here for all your usual sort of stuff, all custom built, so everything fits just right. So all the tins are in there just as they should be. And then bigger stuff down the bottom. Got a pull-out bin, and yeah, just all standard storage really. I went with drawers because it's better for using the volume and the space, and even underneath the kickboards are actually drawers as well. And through here is the toilet slash shower room slash steam room. Got a little steam port down the bottom there, and this can turn into somewhere I can spend half an hour getting warm and clean, or just having a quick 5-10 minute shower, whatever I want to do. But yeah, unlike a lot of van lifers, amenities like that were kind of essential. We needed a proper toilet, we needed a proper sort of shower and things like that. Then you got the fridge freezer, and that's a full one, 240 volts, just because when I did the maths on the efficiency, although I'm losing efficiency to the power switch from 12 volts to 240 volts, because the inverter's on all the time, that's kind of negligible compared to the fact that these things are built with a lot more efficiency in terms of keeping the heat out and the inside cold. So these actually, over sort of consideration of those two factors, this was the more efficient of the two sort of options. And I've just got the oven, the grill, microwave, as I say, lots more storage. And then one of my favourite bits in the van is the wood stove. As you know me, I love my fires. Couldn't get away without fire, could I? But this thing's brilliant. Not only do I have this for heating, I can obviously cook on the top for a few bits and pieces when I crank it up a little bit. I don't generally do a lot of that though, because I've got a hob and it's a lot easier. But this also has coils on the insides that I place in. I don't know if you can see that through the so this has coils inside, if you can make them out. I'm not quite sure how good the lighting is in there, but essentially they're stainless steel pipes. They coil around, and then there's a sort of reservoir down beside here where basically there's a pump as well, and it just pumps the hot water around the van. And in the toilet room I actually have, or shower room, whatever you want to call it, the floor is actually heated flooring from all that hot water pumping around. And I've also got a heated towel rail in there for like a radiator slash sort of drying off towels and stuff when we've used them, which is really handy. That helps keep the room dry once it's been used as a shower and gets everything dry really quickly. If you're wondering how on earth this doesn't fall apart, being that there's wood on the walls and stuff, that's actually teak, so it's water resistant. And yeah, that's then the heating, then the hot water then comes through, cycles around, does a little bit of stuff around in the front where I've got a lot of the electronics and sort of the main parts of the plumbing. The water tank is massive and is under the sofa, along with a little bit more storage for more cushions and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the sofa area. And then, as you'd expect, I've got a TV, which is actually a PC monitor for power saving. And then at the top, you've got Ethan's room, Henry's room. They're just little cubbies really, little sort of things you might use if you were on, say, a train doing a long haul journey or something like that, or if you lived in Japan and wanted to go to one of those tiny little hotels with the little coffin sized rooms. That's kind of what they've got, maybe a little bit bigger than some, but yeah, they've got plenty of space. They love that. And then I'm just going to poke you through here quickly, and then in here we've got the washing machine and a little bit more storage, kind of like the utility space really. So that's the front. As you can tell, there's no bench seat in there, so it's just the driver's seat, which is not a problem when it's just me driving in this thing. And in the past, when we ever went anywhere as a family, the boys and their mum would be in the car, but obviously I don't have the car anymore, so it's just the van. I need to have chairs back in there for the boys, and that's the plan this week. I'm going to be getting the bench seat back in there, reinstalling that, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to make the washing machine work with that. I'm hoping to make it so I can disconnect it from the pipes whenever needed, but have it sitting on the chair, able to be used when I want to, and then when the boys are here, or indeed someone else like Noah or Tim might come along for a bit of a journey, I'll be able to hopefully disconnect it all, pop it in the back here while we drive, and then pop it back when we're parked up and doing whatever we're doing. So that's the tour complete, and I'm sure you've got loads of questions, so put them down in the comments and I'll answer all the questions that I can there. Anything that's a little bit more involved or I feel needs a little bit more explanation, I'll try to incorporate in future videos, because the van is going to make an appearance going forward on the channel quite a lot. It's a big part of my life, and as I said, I want to try to bring you guys into my life a little bit more, and not just the silly adventures and camping that I do from time to time. But that said, we need to talk about the channel and what we're going to be doing this year. So the first sort of big change I would say is that I want to take a little step back from the stealth camping. Not entirely, I'm still going to do some, but I want to focus more on my hiking adventures and bring in some new ideas and new challenges and a bit of excitement as well. As you know, previously I wanted to do a big challenge, a big hunt, and I still want to do that one. I just think we're going to do that a little bit later in the year. But in the meantime, I've got lots of other little challenges that I want to try to like participate in myself, but also drag you guys into a little bit. And yeah, just try to have some fun together. But as I say, I will be taking a step back from the stealth camping, not entirely. So I do want to still try to participate in the Stealth Camping Alliance monthly challenges as much as I can, at least, because that community in particular has been so supportive of me, and I've enjoyed doing a lot of their challenges. It's always something new and fresh, so it gets me out doing something that I didn't expect to be doing, and I love that about the challenges. When I do stealth camping on my own, I'm just kind of picking a spot and trying to push myself to find something interesting, which isn't always quite as fun as having to find something that I wasn't entirely sort of comfortable with or expecting for myself. So things like the airport challenge that we did, I went out with the boys, we camped up next to the Luton airport, which was an insane idea, and without the Stealth Camping Alliance challenges, I don't think I'd ever done that, especially not with the boys as well. But it looked like a good idea. The boys have enjoyed sort of watching the airplanes take off in the past, but just not camping there, and it turned out to be one of my most enjoyable sort of camping experiences, really. We didn't get a lot of sleep, but we had a lot of fun. So without the Stealth Camping Alliance and without the support of those guys, that wouldn't have happened. And also, you guys have been really great while I've been dealing with all this live stuff, and you've been showing your support in the comments, but also behind the scenes, some of you guys, and you know who you are, you've been brilliant. And yeah, your support's meant a lot, and everyone who's been checking in on me, yeah, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, the challenges that I want to do this year, I don't want to give too much detail away. It's YouTube. If I spout an idea, somebody might well decide to beat me to the punch. It's happened once or twice already. I wanted to take Wild Bear's idea of getting stranded and finding your way somewhere, but do it without maps and compass and GPS and all that. And I had planned to do that this coming year, but GeoWizards beat me to that one. So that's a bit annoying, because that's not really normally his stick. He's normally got a GPS right in front of him, so he's kind of like stepping on my territory a little bit, but fine, it's all good. But I might still revisit that one as an idea to do, because I did like the idea of doing something like that. You know me, I love to be without my maps and GPS, so yeah, we might do something like that. But mostly I want to try to focus on things that are maybe a bit calmer, maybe just some relaxed walks out in places and showing you guys my van life a little bit, but also bringing you guys into the challenges and doing some stuff where I can include you. As you know, that last sort of challenge that I tried to push out with the big hunt, I want to incorporate that later in the year, but I've got other ideas along that sort of line where I want to bring you guys into the fold, get you engaged and trying to find me or figure out where I am, that sort of thing. And yeah, I've got a few formats that I want to try, and that's the kind of idea for this year, really. Just try new different things, see what sticks, see what you guys enjoy. And yeah, that's it really. That's the video as a whole. I'm going to hopefully put a slightly longer version of this out for the members, so you guys can get a little bit more idea of what's happening, and I'll give a little bit more detail about some stuff. But as I say, any questions, pop in the comments and I'll try and answer whatever you're asking. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking around and being supportive even while I've taken all this time off YouTube. So yeah, it's great to be back, and I'm hoping to do a lot more challenges and adventures with all the guys that I've been doing stuff with over the last year, but also maybe finding some new friends as well. It'd be great to get some more people out doing some stupid stuff with me. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much. Have fun.